Hey everybody, Mr. Larson here. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the periodic table and also electrons and why they are so important. So a little review of the periodic table, just kind of going over what's groups, what's periods, and so on. So periods are always the rows. So period 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 going down. So only the rows are called periods, whereas the columns, or what goes up and down, are the groups. So whenever we're talking about groups, we're talking about the elements in a vertical line. Whenever we're talking about periods, we're talking about elements in a horizontal line. So what accounts for the similar properties of elements in the same group? So far, we've basically learned about how different trends are similar within a group. What accounts for this kind of weird phenomenon is electrons. So electrons are those extremely small particles that exist around the nucleus of an atom. More importantly, what kind of accounts for this are the valence electrons. So the valence electrons are those electrons farthest from the nucleus of an atom. They are in the highest occupied energy level, meaning they're around the outside, involved in chemical reactions, and the number of valent electrons determines those chemical properties. So these are the most important electrons found in an atom, those that exist around the outside in that outermost level. There are also such things as core electrons, and those core electrons are those on the inside. So those are like the lighter gray here in this image, where the darker gray are valence electrons, the lighter gray are core electrons. So how do we determine how many valence electrons are found in an element? It really just depends on their group. Here you can see there's an image where valence electrons are represented by spokes. So you can see the different spokes found on the outside of the circle. And if you look in each group, in each column, you'll see something very interesting, that each element within that group has the same amount of valence electrons. So that is the case across the board, where each group has the same number of valence electrons. Here you can see group 1 has 1 valence electron, group 2 has 2 valence electrons, group 3 here has 3 valence electrons. So group 4, which starts with carbon, has 4 valence electrons. The same group as nitrogen has 5, 6, 7, 8, going across the board. So now these are your metals and metalloids. We are ignoring here transition metals, which is that big chunk in the middle, because they are a little bit more special than what's going on here, which we'll talk about later on. So that is valence electrons. That is the main idea of this video, and I will see you guys